Billionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Today, man, we're gonna keep it short, but we're gonna talk about some important things, man. Number one, we're gonna talk about Trump had a speech that he gave with RFK and more people talking about autism, and I see a lot online about people, debunking what he's talking about, and more. But at the same time, my thing is, at least he's trying to address the issue, So we're gonna speak on that, and then the first video that we're gonna play is Rita Panahi. She is from Sky News. She be doing a segment called Lefties Losing It, and so we're gonna start out with that and play, because basically everybody, all the people in these news stations is acting like they care about free speech all of a sudden. But when Joe Biden was in office, they literally were contacting Facebook, YouTube, Google, and there's information that recently came out. I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll go over it with I think I've seen RJ Talks talking about it. Basically, like, these companies came out saying that that the Biden administration literally, I don't know if they were making them, but they were definitely trying to get them to censor people and take down so-called disinformation, when the disinformation was literally coming from them. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go over little clips that she is going to playing, just saying how hypocritical these people are. They talk about these certain things, but when you go back and you realize, like, hold on, they never really stood on this. So let's but before we start, man, make sure y'all like, share, comment, and also subscribe to the channel. Help your boy get monetized. I'm on my road to get monetized, and my goal is to do it by January. By the beginning of the year, that's the goal. So help your boy get monetized. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. More importantly, also hit that like button and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time your boy drop a dope video. Let's get straight into it.
For Lefties Losing It, let's hear from N.G.L.A, who seems to be suffering from a severe case of TDS. Apparently, she doesn't even recognise her own country. Maybe get out of that bubble, love.
I love my country, and but I don't at this time recognize my country. And I think that's...
We don't either.
But I am...
All this weird shit going on.
I've always lived internationally. I've always... My family's international. My friends, my life, my worldview is equal, united, international. So anything, anywhere... that divides or, of course, limits personal expressions and freedoms and from anyone. Very dangerous.
Oh, you know what that nonsense is about? It's the whole Jimmy Kimmel saga. But I don't recall Angelina Jolie or any other Hollywood blowhard saying anything when Roseanne was cancelled from her own show, or Gina Carano, a fellow actress, who made a very mainstream comment and saw her career destroyed. Or when conservatives from all walks of life have been silenced. But suddenly, Angelina and the rest of Hollywood are concerned about free speech. The very same folks irate about Jimmy Kimmel's little suspension, all those Democrats and commentators. And let's not forget, he was suspended for lying on air and refusing to apologise. The same people irate about that and who suddenly care about the First Amendment were not too concerned when it was their ideological opponents being silenced and deplatformed from the president down. You think...
Our First Amendment stands as a major block. It's really hard to govern today.
This is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability.
The First Amendment is not
like you. Let me rewind it a little bit because my joint was glitching. Let me go back a little bit. It's funny. It's crazy seeing like bro, these people are the biggest hypocrites ever, bro. They're the biggest hypocrites, bro. It's just what it is. They talk about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel got fired. See, yo, bro, listen, Jimmy Kimmel got fired because his show sucks. Listen, when people get off of the reason why they're even on air in the first place and they start going crazy because Donald Trump is in office, like we're at a point, the thing is they don't even understand that we're in a point in America where people don't trust you. They don't trust you. They don't trust the information that you're giving. And they watch your show, not for politics. People watch Jimmy Kimmel to see guests they bring on to talk about what's going on in Hollywood and different things. And they have made these shows political. So people stop watching it. And then we're at a point in America, bro, where it's just so much gaslighting, lies. And I tell you over and over again, the internet is the downfall to all of y'all because the proof is already there. Quickly, she has made a montage of videos of them being hypocrites, talking about free speech and all of these things. And then they go right back and they show you when Joe Biden was in office talking about canceling people and all of these different things. So it's hilarious.
It was their ideological opponents being silenced and deplatformed from the president down. You think we've forgotten this?
Shouldn't be banned from one platform.
But right, facts. They literally was taking Donald Trump off of these platforms. They were literally trying to get him off of all of these platforms because he was doing nothing but exposing these people.
And not others for providing misinformation out there.
There's no guarantee to free speech on misinformation or hate speech, especially around our democracy.
There are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda, whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged, is something that would be a better deterrent.
If people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block. It's really hard to govern today.
This is a matter of corporate responsibility. Twitter should be held accountable and shut down that site. It is a matter of safety and corporate accountability.
The First Amendment is not absolute. It does not protect any single thing anyone says. There are limits, and that's important. And what this committee has been trying to do for the last year and a half is to chill the federal government from monitoring what is going on social media.
When you look at what Tucker Carlson and some of these other folks on Fox do, it is very clearly incitement of violence. Very clearly incitement of violence. I believe that when it comes to broadcast television,
bro, these
like
people
Fox
are crazy.
News, these are subject to federal law, federal regulation in terms of what's allowed on air, what isn't.
So my biggest concern is that your view has the First Amendment hamstringing the government in significant ways.
And thanks to Tom Elliott for that compilation. And here's another hypocrite to add to the list, The View's Sunny Hostin. She was all for Roseanne being axed, but Jimmy Kimmel is apparently beyond reproach.
Our founders drafted the First Amendment specifically to protect the rights of citizens to criticize the government. When you cross that kind of societal norm, you must pay the consequence. And firing her was the right thing to do. I'm thrilled that ABC did it.
My whole thing is this is an example of this is how you know the shit that they say. This is how you know the shit that they say is all goofy bullshit. And they just lie and they just read what they supposed to read. Just read what we tell you to read and shut the fuck up. Because they literally have so many videos online where they say one thing, but you go back just a few years and you see that they really truly don't feel this way about whatever it is. So many different topics, bro. But they literally, like, you had Mark Zuckerberg. Now you got YouTube, Google, all of these platforms coming out saying how the Biden administration, which is Kamala, which is a lot of these people, which is all of legacy media except Fox. It's funny because I've seen comments in some of my videos where people be like, "Oh, the moment I seen Fox, I couldn't watch this anymore." Like, bro, I don't care if you watch my shit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, out of all of the major news stations, Fox is the one that's giving you the most accurate information. That's just a fact, bro. It's just what it is. I'm just being honest.
Let's check in with Rachel Maddow, MSNBC anchor Rachel Maddow, and here she is doing a free ad for Antifa and any other leftist group wanting to protest the Trump administration.
You may have already heard this, but the organizers of the No Kings rallies, remember the No Kings rallies that happened back in June? Those huge protests in June.
Guarantee you she's
that attracted
next.
more than 5 million people across the country.
She's one of the next
Organizers
to get fired.
from the No Kings events that happened back then have just now announced the date for the next
Bro, just look at this.
No Kings demonstrations. They're going to be October 18th. So that's going to be no thrones, no crowns, no kings. Saturday, October 18th. That's about 6 weeks from now.
Did you get that? Is it in your diary yet? Don't miss out. Rachel needs you out there. And the ad went on and on. Listen.
Indivisible organizer Ezra Levin did an interview about it with Rolling Stone today, in which he told Rolling Stone that there isn't a single large, flagship event they want everybody to travel to on October 18th. Instead, they just want protests everywhere.
That's what passes for news reporting on MSNBC. And talking about protests, have a look at these lefties losing it, trying to behead a Trump effigy. Granny has lost her marbles.
Do you notice the same thing? Like, look at all of these people, bro. Look at all of them. They're weird, bro. They're just weird people, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. Straight weirdos. Just look at them. You gotta think, bro. This is somebody's mother. This is somebody's mother right here, bro. This is somebody's grandmom, bro. Like, look at it, bro. Like, these people are crazy, bro.
These are the people we need to unify with. No, thank you. Now, here is one way to stop protesters from being pests. Here are some trans activists trying to disrupt a Turning Point event being drowned out by chants of USA. Fun.
USA! USA!
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this shit. Bro, this is what represents Democrats, bro. Look at this shit. Look at that. Ew. Ew, what is that? Ew. Bro, this is the Democratic Party right here, dog. Men that want to dress up like women. This is the Democratic Party. I'm just being honest, bro. Men that want to dress in women's clothing, put on high heels. Look at him, weirdo. Be honest, bro. Would you let this guy come in your home? Just be real, bro. It don't even matter what party you with. It doesn't even matter, dog. Would you let this guy watch your kids? Would you let this guy take your kids, like, to Chuck E. Cheese? Like, would you? Just be honest. Like, these people act like they're bro, these people are paid for, and then you got a party full of weirdos, bro. Like, these people are really dangerous, bro. Really dangerous people, bro.
Now, let's go back to The View for another meltdown, this time courtesy of Ana Navarro, who's having paranoid fantasies about Trump coming to get her.
This is what dictators and authoritarians do. It does not matter the ideology. At first, They come.
Yo, is it me? Listen, bro. Listen, bro. I love my. Is it me, or is it just seems like it's a lot of women pushing these narratives, bro? Like I don't know, bro. I don't know. It just seems like a lot of these uh um these issues that we've been having. Obviously, Obama started it with passing gay marriage and all of that stuff, which is like, bro, your business. I truly don't give a shit, right? But then it just trickled. It seemed like the more women and stuff that was getting into Congress, not all of them, but a lot of them, especially on the left, AOC, Jasmine Crockett, all of these people are out here pushing all of this garbage, bro. It's garbage, bro. It's straight garbage, bro. They're all for. You seen Joy Reid? She's another one. It's all, when you hear them fighting for abortion, and I want to look something up real quick because this might be interesting. Hold on. Okay, nah, she does. I was about to say, man, it seems like most of these, a lot of these women don't even be having kids and shit. It's weird, bro. Some of the stuff that they fighting for, you just be like in your mind, like, it's impossible, bro. Like, yo, it really blows my mind, bro. It really blows my mind that in 2025, like, the issues that people are fighting for in America, bro. And this is why other countries are laughing at us. They laughing at us, bro. Because they don't have any of this type. The shit that goes on in America is not happening nowhere else, bro. It's only happening here.
For the people with big platforms. At first, they silence the press, but then they come for all of us because their intent is to scare us into silence and self-censorship. And look at the things that this government has done. They kicked the AP out of the Oval Office for not saying Gulf of America. They cut the funding of NPR and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yes, they did that, Anna, because those organizations were not news sites.
I don't know how the View is still on air, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. It's probably like one of the wackest, like top 5 wackest shows, like in America, bro. Like I'm just being honest, bro. They don't do anything but lie on there. They're all they talk about misogyny and sexism. It's a panel full of women who talk about all nut shit. All nut shit.
But leftist propaganda outfits, and they're free to exist, but they do not deserve taxpayer funds. They're not entitled to funding from the US government, but Anna wasn't done yet. The meltdown continues.
And I will say to all of us, look, we have seen tech titans go into the Oval Office. We are seeing media moguls, publishers of news.
Bro, look at her. Just look at her whole aura, bro, these people, yo, Trump got these people going crazy, bro. I didn't think one human being can make people really lose their minds, bro. Trump has single-handedly crushed these people, bro. Like, just look at her whole aura.
We are seeing all of them try to make the peace with Donald Trump. A bully always comes back for more. So they need to stand up, and we need to demand the same from ourselves.
Now, in the aftermath of Charlie Kirk's assassination, we have seen a real awakening, a call to action with millions proclaiming, "We are Charlie," and wanting to continue his incredible work. Well, let's have a look at a man doing just that, visiting university campuses, setting up a table and inviting students, faculty, anyone with a differing view to talk, to debate ideas. But the far left, the unhinged, hateful left, aren't that...
They show you, bro, my thing is this, bro. The same way you got people that's pushing bullshit, propaganda, and trying to get, men and women's sports, make it okay for men to be in women's private spaces and stuff like that. You also got the other side who's logical, who's just going to give you factual information. And I'll give it Sky News and Fox, to me, they give you the most accurate information about what's going on, bro. It's just what it is, bro. You can sit here and say all you want, but at the end of the day, most of the shit that The View and Jimmy Kimmel's and all of these people, that's why you have Bill Maher, Stephen A. Smith, two people who definitely did not vote for Donald Trump, but at the same time, you could tell they're the ones that's more on the logical side of things. Where they start saying, like, hold on, man. Like, this shit ain't really like, this Democratic Party shit is like really out of control. And that's why you see, I believe Bill Maher and Stephen A. Smith voted for Donald Trump, to be honest with you, bro. They can say what they want on the news because they want to keep their shows and don't want to be canceled. But I think they voted for Donald Trump, bro.
Interested in articulating their positions, they prefer to do this.
Right here! Every single one of you falling for it. I hope you realize that. He's right.
You just see how nutty they are, bro. Just look at them.
Can you condemn?
They all.
Can you condemn Charlie Kirk? The assassination of Charlie? I don't care. Why don't you care? Why don't you care? Hate every single person around here. Get away from this table. It doesn't matter. Why don't you care?
Just look how nutty he is.
Not down.
That is crazy. Hey, get off our table. Get off our table.
What can you say about that? And then there are the ones
these niggas
pulling
is nutty,
crap
bro.
like this and thinking they're awfully clever.
You escape to the north or wherever, white people, whomever, have an obligation to return you to your master. That's something inscribed in law.
That's not critical race theory. We can just die it down. Well, I'll tell you what Kimberly Crenshaw calls critical race theory. She believes that a society that is colorblind is actually a racist society.
There's our evidence.
Weirdos, bro. Look at this guy, bro. Look at this guy, bro. This is the Democratic Party, people. Oh, my God, bro. What the fuck does this nigga got on? Yo, bro, this nigga, man. Oh, my God, bro. We're fucked, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. We're fucked. We're fucked.
Yep, the suspect
We're done up.
looks exactly like you.
Bro, listen, bro. Yo, if any country, bro, they weakening us, bro. They weakening us, bro. This is who, like, bro, if they come start dropping bombs in America, bro, and causing war in America, bro, this is who you got to protect you, bro. Like, whoever's in his family, like his sister, his mother, like, this guy is supposed to protect you, bro. Oh, my God, we're fucked.
You expect them to look. Let's bring in the man you saw in that
We're
video,
done up.
David K. David,
So anyway, man, y'all want to finish watching that? She had a whole conversation with this guy about, that whole, him speaking to them. He was speaking to the students or whatever the case may be, and bunch of goofies, man. It's just hilarious seeing these people talk about, Republicans are. I gotta find this video of. It's just a prime example of how nutty these people are. It's a video. I forget the YouTuber. I believe it was a chick though. I played her on my show before. I'm almost positive. And like I said this before, she had a video where she took a Democrat, a black guy who was a Democrat. He might have even been Muslim too. I think he was even Muslim. But anyway, that's beside the point. He was black. And he just had it, and he was brainwashed to think that all Republicans are racist and all of this stuff. So there was a bunch of Democrats, including him, outside of a Republican convention, and they were, out there just, whatever, I guess, protesting it, I guess. And the girl basically told him, like, yo, listen, like, why don't you just see for yourself? Like, you think that people are racist and all of these different things. Just see for yourself. Let's just go over there, And so they went over there to the Trump side and basically to the Republican convention side, and people were walking inside of the arena, and she was just asking people like, hey, he said he wants to go in and see the rally, but he said that he's scared that he's gonna get beat up or it's going to be racist or this, that, and the third. And every single person that she asked the question to was like, yo, come in with us, you good. Like, regular shit. It was like, you good, come on, come inside with us. Everybody was showing them love, trying to basically get them to come in with them like they was regular. And on the other side, you've seen nothing but hate, people out there just loud, doing a bunch of nutty shit. And yeah, and the first thing to do, they were trying to get him to come in, and all he was bringing up was, well, what about 1600 when slavery was, and they started looking at him like, all right, bro. And they just spent off on him like that's what they do, bro. Like, you got people that just bring up old shit. Like, yeah, bro, racism happened, bro. But, like, all of these people that you're talking about, they don't own slaves, bro. They don't own slaves. They don't, like, they just don't care about it, bro. They just don't. Yo, white people are tired of black people playing victims, bro. I'm just being honest. Especially because, like, the average, like, they're like, bro, I'm not in the government, bro. I didn't own slaves. I don't give a fuck about slavery, bro. Like, bro, it was a bad thing. But what do you want me to do, bro? What do you want me to do? Like, you know, and that's just how people feel about it, bro. They just don't. At this point, bro, people just don't care, bro. They just don't care. And black people they just want white people to just care so bad about shit that their ancestors did. And it's just dumb. But let's get into this video. We're not going to play the beginning of it was just nothing. It was just them in the room. But anyway, let's just watch this video of Trump and RFK talking about this whole autism thing. See what
Thank you
got
very
any
much.
good news or anything.
So I've been waiting for this meeting for 20 years, actually. And it's not that everything's 100% understood or known, but I think we've made a lot of strides.
Now, hold on. Now, notice what he just said. He said it's not that we have basically, you know, come to this 100% accurate conclusion on this, but this is basically a needed conversation. So people will take what he's saying as concrete when he already told you this is not concrete information, but we're, you know, talking about it.
I wish it was done a long time ago. Today, we're delighted to be joined by America's top medical and public health professionals as we announce historic steps to confront the crisis of autism. Horrible, horrible crisis. I want to thank the man who brought this issue to the forefront of American politics along with me. And we actually met in my office, is it like 20 years ago, Bobby? It's probably 20 years ago in New York. I was a developer, as you probably heard, and I always had very strong feelings about autism and how it happened and where it came from. And he and I don't know, the word got out, and I wouldn't say that people were very understanding of where we were, but it's turning out that we understood a lot more than a lot of people who studied it, we think. And I say we think because I don't think they were really letting the public know what they knew. Thanks as well to the director of the National Institute of Health, Dr. J. Bhattacharya, FDA Commissioner, Dr. Marty McCary. These are great people. Administrator of the Centers for Medicine and Medicaid Services, Dr. Mehmet Oz, and Acting Assistant Secretary of HHS, Dr. Dorothy Fink. So thank you all. Thank you, Dorothy, very much. The meteoric rise in autism is among the most alarming public health developments in history. There's never been anything like this. Just a few decades ago, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. So that's not a long time. And I've always heard, you know, they say a few, but I think it's a lot less time than that. It used to be 1 in 20,000, then 1 in 10,000. And I would say that's probably 18 years ago. And now it's 1 in 31, but in some areas it's much worse than that, if you can believe it, 1 in 31. And I gave numbers yesterday. For boys, it's 1 in 12. I was told that's in California where they have for some reason, a more severe problem. But whether it's 1 in 12 or 1 in 31, can you imagine? That's down from 1 in 20,000, then 1 in 10,000. And now we're at the level of 1 in 12 in some cases for boys. 1 in 31 overall. So since 2000, autism rates have surged by much more than 400%. Instead of attacking those who ask questions, everyone should be grateful for those who are trying to get the answers to this complex situation.
Yo, bro. Did you hear them numbers, bro? My bad, I had to go off real quick, but bro, it was 1 in 20,000 to 1 in 10,000. Now is 1 in 33, he said. And in some cases, 1 in 12 children. Bro, do not trust these people, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. And the crazy part is, bro, this is my thing, right? He already came on letting you know that, listen, we're studying this whole thing. We're trying to get to the root cause of the problem. But this conversation needs to be had because it's something going on. Instead of people saying, yo, what he's saying is true, because it is true. It's true with not just autism neither. It's with a lot of things. And, you know, I showed the clip. You could go on my shorts. And I showed the clip of Bill Gates. Bill Gates literally said, and it's stuff like this that correlates with that shirt that I made about Bill Gates on the TED Talk, talking about, you know, lowering the population number using vaccines and reproductive health, which we know is what? Abortion and vaccines. And think about it. When we were kids, you had the chicken pox, you had like that you don't see no more, probably because of medicine, right? Nobody's saying that medicine, like vaccines, some aren't good or can help, right? Medicine is needed. But at the end of the day, there also is a lot of shit in our foods, a lot of shit in these medicines that, bro, we just don't even know about, bro. Let's just be honest. Nobody even knows. Motherfuckers just sticking shit in their body and don't even know what it is. So point being is that they could pretty much do whatever they want to us. And you won't even know at all, you know? And you got a president who is saying, like, look, bro, this is a severe problem and we're trying to do something about it. And instead of people respecting that and saying, yo, at least he's trying to do something about it, they just, you know, criticize him and tell him he doesn't know what he's talking about. Is that the third? Mind you, RFK, he may not be a doctor or a scientist, but this dude really has done, because he has actually went after companies and things like that, and I guess corporations in general, for mothers and things like that, for many of things. And this dude knows what he's talking about, though. He's just not like some, you know, I would say Trump probably really doesn't know. He's just, you know, trying to, you know, he's just the president and he's just talking about these issues. But he doesn't really know the information as much as RFK and these doctors or whoever they are up here. But at least they trying to do something about it, bro.
And the first day all of these great doctors behind me were there, I told them this is what we have to find out. Because when you go from 20,000 to 10,000 and then you go to 12, you know there's something artificial.
Yeah,
they're
that's
taking
crazy.
something. And by the way, I think I can say that there are certain groups of people that don't take vaccines and don't take any pills that have no autism. Does that tell you something? That's currently, is that a correct statement, by the way?
And
there are some studies that suggest that, yeah, with the Amish.
Yeah, right. So there's definitely studies that was put out there that was saying that people that have vaccines versus people that don't have vaccines, the people that don't have vaccines are like better off.
The Amish, yeah, virtually. I heard none. See, Bobby wants to be very careful with what he says, and he should, but I'm not so careful with what I say. But you have certain groups. The Amish, as an example, they have essentially no autism. First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically commonly known as Tylenol, during pregnancy can be associated with a very increased risk of autism. So taking Tylenol is
Yo, you know what's yo, I got it, my bad for cutting it off. But yo, what's so crazy hearing this, right? Is that my fiance is currently pregnant again with our second child, right? And every time we have went to the doctors, when my son had a fever, when anything for that matter, they tell you to take Tylenol. Like, now get some sleep, do this, do Tylenol. Every time. It's Tylenol. Nothing else. Just Tylenol. There's plenty of different medicines, but Tylenol is at the top of the list, bro. Like, you start seeing these patterns. Like, when I go to the doctors and they're trying to get my son vaccinated, and I'm just like, y'all already told you I'm not doing the vaccinations. But every time we go, they have to say it. They have to put it out there because they want your kids vaccinated. And like, my thing is this, bro. People were surviving long before, and I believe even longer before vaccines and these types of medicines have been brought to the forefront. So my thing is, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that we'll be okay without vaccinations and a lot of these different things that they're putting in foods and all types of shit.
not good. All right, I'll say it. It's not good. For this reason, they are strongly recommending that women limit Tylenol use during pregnancy unless medically necessary. That's, for instance, in cases of extremely high fever, that you feel you can't tough it out, you can't do it. I guess there's that. It's a small number of cases, I think. But if you can't tough it out, if you can't do it, that's what you're going to have to do. You'll take a Tylenol, but it'll be very sparingly. It can be something that's very dangerous to the woman's health. In other words, a fever that's very, very dangerous, and ideally a doctor's decision, because I think you shouldn't take it. And you shouldn't take it during the entire pregnancy. They may tell you that toward the end of the pregnancy, you shouldn't take it during the entire. And you shouldn't give the child a Tylenol every time he's born and he goes and has a shot. You shouldn't give a Tylenol to that child. All pregnant women should talk to their doctors for more information about limiting the use of this medication while pregnant. So ideally, you don't take it at all. But if you can't tough it out, if there's a problem, you're going to end up doing it. The other thing that I can tell you that I'll say that they will maybe say at a little bit later date, but I think when you go for the shot, you do it over a 5-time period. Take it over 5 times or 4 times, but you take it in smaller doses and you spread it out over a period of years. And they pump so much stuff into those beautiful little babies. It's a disgrace. I don't see it. I think it's very bad. They're pumping, it looks like they're pumping into a horse. You have a little fragile child, and you get a vat of 80 different vaccines, I guess, 80 different blends, and they pump it in. So ideally, a woman won't take Tylenol. And on the vaccines, it would be good instead of one visit where they pump the baby, load it up with stuff, you'll do it over a period of 4 times or 5 times. I've been so into this issue for so many years just because I couldn't understand how a thing like this could happen. And it's artificially induced. It's not like something that when you go from all of those, healthy babies to a point where I don't even know structurally if a country can afford it. And that's the least of the problems. To have families destroyed over this is just so terrible.
My thing is for this to be a guy who supposedly is for the billionaires and the elite class, and he doesn't care about the common people. I haven't heard anybody else talking about these types of issues. There are big issues, bro. They're big issues, bro. Like I'm pretty sure every single family has some family member or somebody with some type of autism issues or behavioral issues and this, that, and the third. This is so common now. And Trump is the only person trying to do something about it. So at the very minimum, you got to respect the guy for that. Joe Biden wasn't doing it. Joe Biden didn't care. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, all of these people were literally making people like RFK look crazy and was telling you had all these legacy media stations, the Rachel Maddow's of the world telling you to, vaccinate your kids. It's safe. It's fine. Vaccinate them. Vax them up. And they're literally giving you so many different vaccinations. It's crazy. I'm talking about by the time your kid is 1, they already then put multiple vaccines in your kids, bro. Multiple. Yo, I'm about to tell I want to get my. All right, let me play this. I want to see something real quick.
I also, and we've already done this, we want no mercury in the vaccine. We want no aluminum in the vaccine. The MMR, I think, should be taken separately. This is based on what I feel, the mumps, measles, and all the 3 should be taken separately. And it seems to be that when you mix them, there could be a problem. So there's no downside in taking them separately. In fact, they think it's better, so let it be separate. The chicken pox is already separate because when that got mixed in, I guess they made it 4 for a while, it really was bad. So they make chicken pox. Individually, they're okay. When you mix them, something maybe happens. So there's no downside in doing it. It's not like, oh, if you do it, bad things. No, it's only good side. And it may not have that much of an impact, but it may have a big impact. So let those be taken separately. And then hepatitis B is sexually transmitted. There's no reason to give a baby that's almost just born hepatitis B. So I would say wait till the baby is 12 years old and formed and take hepatitis B. And I think if you do those things, it's going to be a whole different, it's going to be a revolution in a positive sense in the country. The FDA will be updating the label of an existing drug to reflect potential benefits in reducing some autism symptoms. This gives hope to the many parents with autistic children that it may be possible to improve their lives. That's one of the things that I'm very, very happy about. I mean, this was mostly going to be on how not to have the child affected, but we've learned some pretty good things about certain elements of genius that can be given to a baby, and the baby can get better, and in some cases maybe substantially better. Not going to be easy, but be a lot easier if it didn't happen in the first place, as these great parents fully understand, right? They fully understand. I feel so terribly for. I have so many friends with autistic children. It's a tough situation. Finally, to help reach the ultimate goal of ending the autism fever, the NIH will be announcing 13 major grant awards from the Autism Data Science Initiatives. And to be honest with you, to me, that's the least important. It's not even a money thing at this point. There's so much money, but they have to do, and they have to move quickly. When the alternative is that nothing bad can happen, let's do it now. I was just saying to Bobby and the group, let's do it now. Nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen. But with Tylenol, don't take it. Don't take it. And if you can't live, if your fever is so bad, you have to take one because there's no alternative to that. Sadly, first question, what can you take instead? It's actually, there's not an alternative to that. And as you know, other of the medicines are absolutely proven bad. I mean, they've been proven bad with the aspirins and the Advils and others, right? And they've been proven bad. So I'd like to ask Bobby to get up to the podium and say a few words, and then Dr. Bhattacharya and Dr. McCary, Dr. Oz, Dr. Fink, followed by two incredible mothers that have experienced firsthand what this country is going through, what parts of the world are going through. And I will say there are parts of the world that don't take Tylenol. I mean, there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's so or not, that Cuba, they don't have Tylenol because they don't have the money for Tylenol, and they have virtually no autism, okay? Tell me about that one. And there are other parts of the world where they don't have Tylenol, where they don't have autism. That tells you a lot. And I want to say it right now. And, you know, the way I look at it, don't take it. Don't take it. There's no downside in not taking it. So I'd like to ask Bobby to come up and say a few words. I hope I didn't ruin his day, but that's the way I feel. I've been very strong on the subject for a long time. You know, life is common sense, too. And there's a lot of common sense in this, and I wish things like this were brought up, and this group has worked so hard on it. But I'd like to be a little bit more, a little speedier in the process of a recommendation, because there's no harm in going quicker. There's absolutely no harm. At worst, there's no harm. Thank you very much. Bobby, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. To meet the President's challenge, I ordered HHS to launch an unprecedented all-agency effort to identify all causes of autism, including toxic and pharmaceutical exposures. At President Trump's urging, NIH, FDA, CDC, and CMS are turning over every
after RFK, we're going to close the show up.
stone to identify the etiology of the autism epidemic and how patients and parents can prevent and reverse this alarming trend. We have broken down the traditional silos that have long separated these agencies, and we have fast.
Yeah, I want to say something real quick, right? Because they've been doing this shit for years. I was actually just looking at my, so I got my original, this is my original, this is how you know it's original. Look, everybody got a birth certificate. I got an updated one, but this is my original. I ain't gonna show you the front of it, but this is what it came. This is what color it was back in the day. That was my original. Green screen was messing up. But anyway, I was looking at the shots record. My mother gave me my original shot records, and I was looking at it, and I'm like, damn. So, damn, they pumped a lot of shit in me. DTP or DTAP, polio vaccine, measles, mumps, and rubella, the MMR vaccine. I got that. I got that in 91 and 3 years later. And then the hepatitis shot too. So yeah, safe to say, man, they pumped a lot of shit in me. And what's that? Tuberculosis. Yeah, it's crazy seeing this original joint. I ain't gonna lie. but anyway, I wanted to say, bro. Like he said, bro. There's no harm into looking into this shit, bro. There's obviously something going on, bro. People know this shit, man. And my thing is this. Listen, God made the world. He made our bodies to be able to heal themselves, bro. Right? And really, you know, a lot of foods are artificially made now. It's just what it is, bro. You know, so the safest thing for us to do as humans is to grow your own food and make sure it's organic and what you're getting. You know what I mean? But for the most part, most of the shit we eat is bullshit, bro. It's bullshit, processed food. And they're doing so much crazy shit, bro. And it's only here in America because, you know, greed above all is like the standard here. And that's just what it all boils down to, greed. How can we artificially make something and give people an addictive product, pretty much, and it not be, and don't have to pay for the cost of the real thing, like pretty much. But God, my whole thing is God made us to be able to heal ourselves. Your body heals itself on its own, and a lot of the shit, honestly, that we're putting in our bodies can't. That's why we get diseases and a lot of things, because your body isn't, you know, how can I say, like digesting or breaking these things down properly because it's artificial. It's not real. Your body can't. Our body is like a computer, and it's not. When things go into your body, it's not downloading properly, and then you start malfunctioning. And over time, bro, you just crash.
Track research and guidance.
Let's watch this and we're going
Historically, NIH has focused almost solely on politically safe and entirely fruitless research about the genetic drivers of autism. And that would be like studying the genetic drivers of lung cancer without looking at cigarettes. And that's what NIH has been doing for 20 years. As a result, we don't have an answer to this critical question, despite the cataclysmic impact of the epidemic on our nation's children. We are now replacing the institutional culture of politicized science and corruption with evidence-based medicine. NIH research teams are currently testing multiple hypotheses with no area off limits. We promise transparency as we uncover the potential causes and treatments, and we will notify the public regularly of our progress. Today, we are announcing 2 important findings from our autism work that are vital for parents to know as they make these decisions. First, HHS will act on acetaminophen. The FDA is responding to clinical and laboratory studies that suggest a potential association between acetaminophen use during pregnancy and adverse neurodevelopmental outcomes, including later diagnosis for ADHD and autism. Scientists have proposed biological mechanisms linking prenatal acetaminophen exposure to altered brain development. We have also evaluated the contrary studies that show no association. Today, the FDA will issue a physician's notice about the risk of acetaminophen during pregnancy and begin the process to initiate a safety label change. HHS will launch a nationwide public service campaign to inform families and protect public health. FDA also recognized that acetaminophen is often the only tool for fevers and pain in pregnancy, as other alternatives have well-documented adverse effects. HHS wants, therefore, to encourage clinicians to exercise their best judgment in the use of acetaminophen for fevers and pain in pregnancy by prescribing the lowest effective dose for the shortest necessary duration and only when treatment is required. Furthermore, thanks to the politicization of science, the safety of acetaminophen against the risk of neurodevelopmental disorders in young children has never been validated. Prudent medicine, therefore, suggests caution in acetaminophen use by young children, especially since strong evidence also has associated it with liver toxicity. Some studies have also found the use of acetaminophen in children can potentially prolong viral illnesses. FDA will drive new research to safeguard mothers, children, and families. In addition to a possible acetaminophen connection to autism for pregnant women, infants, and toddlers, our research has revealed that folate deficiency in a child's brain can lead to autism. We have also identified an exciting therapy that may benefit large numbers of children who suffer from autism. Peer-reviewed literature has documented that up to 60% of folate-deficient children with ASD can have improved verbal communications if given leucovorin. I have instructed NIH, FDA, and CMS to help doctors treat children appropriately. Jay will help tell that story, which started with sound science, the kind that restores faith in government. This announcement also represents a historic collaboration between NIH, FDA, CDC, and CMS. We expect this to be the first of many announcements over the coming years that deliver actionable information to parents on underlying cause of autism and the potential paths for prevention and reversal. Autism is a complex disorder with multifactorial etiology. We are continuing to investigate a multiplicity of potential causes with no areas of taboo. One area that we are closely examining, as the president mentioned, is vaccines. Some 40 to 70% of mothers who have children with autism believe that their child was injured by a vaccine. President Trump believes that we should be listening to these mothers instead of gaslighting and marginalizing them like prior administrations. Some of our friends like to say that we should believe all women. Some of these same people have been silencing and demonizing these mothers for 3 decades because research on the potential link between autism and vaccines has been actively suppressed in the past. It will take time for an honest look at this topic by scientists. But I want to reassure the people in the autism community that we will be uncompromising and relentless in our search for answers. We will perform the studies that should have been performed 25 years ago. Whatever the answer is, we will tell you what we find. We are researching this issue to all 3 agencies. Jay will discuss one of our research initiatives at NIH. This model of unleashing unbiased, depoliticized, gold standard scientific research and academic freedom to deliver actionable information to prevent and reverse disease will be a model for the framework to deliver similar results for many other chronic conditions that plague Americans. Jay?
All right, man. So if y'all want to watch the rest of this, y'all can go to Lead the White House page. But yeah, man, you know, at the end of the day, bro, shout out to Donald Trump and RFK, bro. Trying to make America healthy again, people. Trying to make America healthy again, man. Yo, bro, why is fucking shit so depressing, bro? God damn. They want to kill us in every form and fashion. Shit. It's crazy, bro. We in a crazy time, bro. We in a crazy time, bro. I want to get back to just reasonable prices, bro. I don't mind working. You know, reasonable, rent, mortgage prices. You know, barbecues in the backyard. Family coming together. Motherfuckers having fun, enjoying life. Everything's so fucking negative right now in America, bro. It's sad, bro. Being honest. I don't know, bro. I might have to switch the show up, bro. Something a little bit more funny or something, bro. God damn. Even though I'll be laughing at these people because they're jokes, this shit is just, it's sad, bro. It really is, man. But, yo, shout out to Donald Trump. Shout out to RFK, man. Trying to do something about autism and, you know, just trying to make America great again, man. I believe Donald Trump when he say that. And, you know, when it comes to the Democrats, bro, it's sad, bro. Because it just goes to show you, bro, how much, you know, these people give. They don't give 2 shits about you, bro. They just don't, bro. And you've seen it over, like he just said, for 30 years, women who have children with autism have been silenced because they probably been saying this. And this is what they do, bro. This is what they do. This is what the elite do, bro. They, you know, you got somebody that creates something great and can be sufficient and healthy and all of these type of things that they so-called care about. And then they just whack them and get them out the way. Like, oh, you cure cancer? Oh, no, hell no. Come here. You find a nigga hung on the back of the door. You know what I mean? You know, find a motherfucker that, you know, look at the young black kid that be on Instagram. He made fucking gasoline out of plastic and trash. You know what I mean? So you got gas that can fuel cars made out of trash, so he's getting rid of trash. So just think about all the garbage and waste that's in the oceans and all of these things at the beginning. He can turn that into gasoline for your vehicle. Listen, I seen him on the joint, bro. I seen him do it. And I seen him fucking with this crazy-ass machine that he put together and turn trash into gasoline, dog. You know? But I just really wouldn't be surprised. I'm not wishing on the bull, but, you know? Shit happens to people like that, bro. People just trying to be innovative, creative, and create the new way in life, and they just get whacked for it, bro, because they want us sick, they want us dying, so they could make their fucking billions of dollars on medicine, and it's sad, bro. It's It's really a sad time, bro. I'm just being honest. But anyway, man, that's a show for the day, man. If you fuck with it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, share, comment down below. You comment down below, man. Tell me about how you feel about this whole autism thing. Do you think they're right? Do you think there's correlations between Tylenol? I mean, listen, bro, my girl's pregnant right now. Every single time, some pain, anything, Tylenol. So, I don't know, bro. Just saying. I watch patterns, bro. But, yeah, man, make sure y'all subscribe. Help your boy get monetized. My goal is to get monetized by January. That's the goal. Help your boy get monetized. This your boy, SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.